Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious, and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of October 28th. This week last week rather, we had a very intense full moon. You might have been feeling it. I was feeling it. Just felt very sensitive and emotional. And sometimes full moons can do that. They can highlight and expand and illuminate areas of our lives that we need to address or that we need to work on or that we need to let go. And the interesting thing is sometimes things that come up can feel too difficult to let go, and you might be feeling like, oh, I know I need to let this go. I know I need to let this go. But if you can't, it's okay. Allow there to be an acceptance with that. And I was feeling this during the week. I was sort of feeling, if you can't let it go, then let it be. Just allow things to be. Allow things to just be and accept them as they are. So hopefully that is some support to you as we move through this new week. This week definitely feels a little bit more gentle and at ease. We are still dealing with the full moon energy, and of course we have Venus retrograde, and she just did her rebirth on the 26th. So there is all of this energy stirring. The energy is centered around our relationships, our feelings of self-love, our feelings of balancing that love for other with the love for self. And that is just all going to be a big theme as we wrap up the end of October. So October wraps up. We have a few interesting things happening. So we've got on the 31st, so between the 31st to the 1st, it's been widely believed in many cultures that the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. And we can really use this energy to tap into our spiritual selves, to tap into other realms, to connect with our loved ones on the other side. Now, there is a little bit of astrology and numerology that is attached to this. So astrologically, we are in the time of Scorpio. The sun is in Scorpio, which is the sign associated with death and rebirth. It's the sign that allows us to travel into those deeper hidden depths of the self so we can understand ourselves, so we can clear things, so we can heal things. It's also the sign associated with our intuition and with our sixth sense. So there's that element. And on a numerology perspective, we are entering into November, which is a number 11 month. 11 is this number associated with spiritual awakenings and divine connections, connecting with your spirit guides, connecting with higher realms. And we, of course, 2018 is a number 11 year. And being the first of the month, we have the code of 11111. So these are this code of many ones for the numerology code for this day is very potent and indicates a time where we really can advance our consciousness, tap into spiritual realms, connect with our loved ones on the other side. We have all of these cultural festivals. In Mexico, there's the Day of the Dead. We, of course, have Halloween, which really goes back to the pagan festival of Samhain. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Samhain is a Celtic festival, Gaelic festival that also honors the idea of death. Also, in the Northern Hemisphere anyway, we're dealing with a type of death in the sense of Mother Nature shedding leaves, and it's about to get colder. And just the same way in the Southern Hemisphere, of course, it's a time of birth and spring is in the air, but there's that transition. There's that death from one phase to another phase. Winter has ended or summer has ended. There's still that death component. And that is where these rituals and these pagan festivals originated from, was just observing and connecting with Mother Earth and honoring her cycles and rhythms and knowing that they resonate with us on the deepest of levels. So this week, I want you to, focus on that letting it be component, but I also want you to think about ways that you can enhance your intuition, enhance that self-awareness, enhance that ability to connect with higher levels of consciousness. Really take the time to meditate, spend time in nature, honor and listen to your intuition. And if you do feel the need, or you do have a loved one that's passed on, take time to celebrate their life, celebrate their death, celebrate the impact that they had on your life. And even if you don't have a loved one, just celebrating the idea of death in your own life. I think death is something that is very taboo when it doesn't really need to be. We can find so much gratitude for life and so much joy for life when we make peace with death. So a little bit of a dark theme, this Scorpio idea, this idea that death happens to all of us. It's a natural part of life. Think of it this way: every night the sun goes down, we experience a type of death, and in the morning we experience a type of rebirth as the sun comes up again. And this phase is just so important and symbolic to our lives here in big and small ways. So honor that. Honor that for yourself. I also have an article about this on Forever Conscious. It's titled Death Rituals and the Thinning Veil. So I'll post that below the video if you want to read about the different celebrations that we can do around this time to honor death, because they really honor life. So I hope that was helpful. I am Tanaz from Forever Conscious. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you.